Christmas chapel. Joy. Cakes of all shapes and sizes, including smaller items such as cookies, have been a part of festive holiday rituals long before Christmas. Ancient cooks prepared sweet baked goods to mark significant occasions. Many of the recipes and ingredients, cinnamon, ginger, black pepper, almonds, dried fruits, etc., were introduced to Europe in the Middle Ages, but they were highly prized and quickly incorporated into European baked goods. Christmas cookies, as we know them today, trace their roots to these medieval European recipes. Dutch and German settlers introduced cookie cutters, decorative mold, and festive holiday decorations to America. German Lebkuchen, gingerbread, was probably the first cake-sized cookie traditionally associated with Christmas. Sugar cookie-type recipes descended from English traditions. Did you know animal crackers began as edible ornaments?
By the 1500s, Christmas cookies had caught on all over Europe. German families baked up cans of babushkin and butter French cookies. Peppercorns, spicy ginger and black pepper delights, were favorites in Sweden. The Norwegians made crumb cake, thin lemon wafers. The earliest Christmas cookies in America came ashore with the Dutch in the early 1600s.
With the advent of inexpensive tin cutters, known to us as cookie cutters, new emphasis was placed on shape, where in the past, many homemade Christmas cookies had simply been square or round. Bells, Christmas trees, camels, crimpwares, cutters with zigzag edges, lilies, Santa Claus, turkeys, all of these elaborate shapes tended to de-emphasize texture and flavor, changing what we view as important in Christmas cookies.
Performing Carol of the Bells is an 8th grade strings ensemble of Sarah Neum, Andy Dixon, Elise Wellman, and Addie Stitt.
Christian holiday speech traditions was borrowed from earlier cultural practices. Peacocks, swans, geese, and turkeys all fit this bill. The larger the bird, the more festive the presents.
Normal turkeys were introduced to Europe in the 16th century. For many years, these exotic turkey birds all dressed the tables of the wealthy. Working class and wealthy families of the Cratchits and Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol cooked goose. In America, the turkey wild and plentiful was a natural place for a Christmas feast. Even though the turkey was plentiful, the goose was a man in the traditional place on the Christmas table in the 19th century. Some traditions died on it.
Apart from the wild and tame fowl for everyday consumption, there were a few which were outstanding as celebratory birds for feasts and festivals. There were swans and peacocks among the rich, and herons for those less off. The peacock made a fine show on festive occasions. More usual than peacocks at feasts of the nobility were swans. Swan was roasted like goose and served with chaudron sauce. Those who were not in the swan eating class had goose and chicken.
Dinner performed, President Booth and number 3 on the piano, and John and Joe.
Thank you.